Welcome, race fans, to the Racing Roundup Show. For 39 years and counting, we are your destination for news and interviews from within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for America's longest-running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd live and in person for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? Welcome again to a Tuesday evening show here. It's our June 13th edition and our 39th season of the Racing Roundup Show. We cover Wisconsin, the upper Midwest, and the world of motorsports. Thanks again for joining us here as we have another action-packed program for you. We're coming to you live from Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield in West Dallas, outside Turn 1 of the soggy Milwaukee Mile. It's been raining all day, but we're hoping for sunshine with a big Wisconsin racing weekend on the horizon here. For the remainder of the week, we hope it's clear and easy going. Beaver Dam rained out. I actually know that the battle at the Clash of the Creek, that's it. Clash of the Creek already rained out today. They're racing Wednesday and Thursday. World of Outlaws in town Friday, Saturday at Beaver Dam. Milwaukee Mile going on. IndyCar going on at Road America. There's a lot to talk about here on the program. We want to thank our sponsors that make this show possible. We couldn't do it without them, so support them, please. Go to our website, racingroundupshow.com. Click on these logos, support their businesses. We want to thank Dells Raceway Park for their involvement here all season long, Bonafide Security Solutions, and CK Contractors, LLC. Thank you guys and gals for your support, again, of our entire season here on the program. Tonight we'll be joined by the most recent Midwest Truck Series race winner, Jeff Holtz, who's in the house. Looking forward to talking to Jeff about him racing at the mile this coming weekend. Wisconsin Sprint Car champion Kurt Davis is here. We also will preview the IndyCar weekend at Road America. Dean Strom is here at the Short Track Report. Bill Holland goes in the groove and will come back after this first commercial message with one of the main men behind Track Enterprises, bringing the Milwaukee Mile to life and the racing weekend this weekend. Their Father's Day 100 will check in with Track Enterprises' Adam Mackey here on the program. We are here live at Polly's Pub and Eatery. Come on down and join us. We got great giveaways after the show, including race tickets. Come on down and join us. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property. Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
It's the return of IndyCars to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the NTT IndyCar Series Sancio Grand Prix. Presented by AMR, June 15th through the 18th. It's a weekend featuring an international lineup of drivers in an all-out wheel-to-wheel battle. 640 acres, on-site camping, open seating, and room to roam. Kids age 16 and under, free with a paying adult. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Hey gang, Richie Bickle here. I want you to join us for the largest short track party at sea. Sail the Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore this coming January 7th to the 14th. Join Scott Hansen and myself and a bunch of other drivers on Bickle's Bon Voyage cruise. Enjoy unlimited craft beer, drinks, gourmet food. You might even get to race against it on the go-kart. We'll have a special question and answer session with the racers on board. And I know it'll be a ton of fun. Escape the January winter weather. We'll see you in the Dominican Republic, Tortola, and the Bahamas, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Sail the Caribbean with us January 7th through the 14th on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Call Mark at Making Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Link for information.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows, too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup program. For 39 years, your home for all things motorsports in Wisconsin, the upper Midwest. Lots to talk about. And look at this. I got me a poker chip. Wes is here from Living Like Outlaws. If you've not been to a World of Outlaw race lately, if you have or haven't, maybe you saw him on 4 different ways to see him online. Wes is quite the following. Wes is here tonight. He's the World of Outlaws merch guy, but he's hanging out with our buddy Mike tonight. So I want to say thanks to the poker chip. Follow along Living Like Outlaws. If you want to talk to Mike, if you follow him online, I'm sorry, Wes. Wes is here. Mike's his buddy. Wes is here. Living Like Outlaws. I got me a poker chip so I can follow along too. We hope to see you this coming weekend at the Milwaukee Mile, where there's a lot going on. This portion of our show is brought to you by Matt Rapina, Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. You want to list your buy, your home or commercial property, you want to buy or to sell it, they've got a place for you. They can figure it out. You want to hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. You want to invest in talking to Matt Rapina, Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty for your commercial or home properties. Buying or selling, knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Go to mattrapina.com, mattrapina.com, or come here on a Tuesday night and talk to Matt about how he can help you with your property needs, whether you want one or you want to get rid of one. We are hanging out with you tonight.
Totally lost on it.
A lot going on. We want to get right to it. This coming weekend, the Father's Day 100, the reunion, really, of short track racers and their time to shine on the Milwaukee Mile. Let's welcome in from Track Enterprises, Adam Mackey. Adam, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, great to be here, guys.
You got a lot going on, Adam. I know that this weekend's a big deal for Track Enterprises. This is the first of 2 big weekends at the Milwaukee Mile. The Midwest Truck Series, the Mid-American Stock Car Series, the Vors Compact Touring Series making their first trip here, the Upper Midwest Vintage Cars, and the ASA Stars now are ascending on the mile. It's pretty exciting to know that we get the benefit of having all this in motion. How much fun is it putting this deal together?
It's a lot of work putting this deal together. You know, we're expecting over 120 cars. Obviously, a lot of people coming into camp to enjoy the whole weekend, starting on Friday when the cars start to arrive, Saturday for the optional practice, and then, of course, Sunday for the practice, the important qualifying, and then all of the feature racing, 5 feature events on tap. And, you know, most of the car counts when we look at those 5 series, going to be in the mid-20s to 30 or so, maybe even more than that by the time Sunday rolls around. So we're going to be expecting to see over 120 racers on the Milwaukee Mile Sunday afternoon.
And I talked to our friends with the Vors Compact Touring Series at Anderson Speedway when I was there for the Lucas Oil Little 500. And Dan assures me, he said, we got something special planned at Milwaukee. We're going to go 6 wide on the parade lap. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, we're used to seeing the 4 wides from whether it be sprint cars or super late models or whatever it might be. But to see the Vors Compacts go 6 wide, that would be pretty impressive. And that would be about 5 rows right now. They've got 29 on their pre-entry list. Hopefully we'll get a couple more. But, you know, when that green flag drops on Sunday for the Vors Compact Touring Series for their first ever visit to the Milwaukee Mile, that's going to be an impressive event.
Talk with Adam Mackey at Track Enterprises. Put on the big show this weekend. The ASA Stars and ASA Midwest Tour racing in the Father's Day 100. It's got national attention for a lot of reasons. A lot of big name drivers are racing, and actually they're all chasing a couple of really strong guys from the area. Austin Nason's won here before. He's racing for points this year in the Stars National Tour, and this guy named Ty Majeski keeps showing up. He now leads the points after 4 races this season. So that's got to be exciting for the Wisconsin fans, knowing that he's racing this Sunday. Initially didn't plan on it, but now he's racing for those big points and big check on Sunday.
Who knows, he may end up being the champion this year if things work out just right for Ty Majeski, leading the Stars National Tour points. You know, Casey Roderick, Cole Butcher, 3rd in the standings, Bubba Pollard, Gio Ruggiero, they're all on the entry list for this coming Sunday when it comes to the ASA Stars National Tour. And that entry list right now in the mid-20s, probably going to be close to 30 by race day. That's going to be coming out either this evening or tomorrow morning for the fans to get a chance to see if their favorite driver is on the list. A lot of those entries still coming in as we talk right now. But you mentioned Austin Nason, who has won at the Milwaukee Mile in a Midwest Tour race when we brought the series back there a couple of years ago. He's one of the drivers on the list. He comes into this event 8th in points, but he has a chance to pick up a couple spots because William Byron's 6th in points. He won't be there, I don't believe. And Matthew Craig, 7th in points, I believe. He won't be there. So that gives Austin Nason a chance to gain some ground on the top 5 and maybe battle it out down the stretch. This is kind of the mid-mark of the ASA Stars National Tour season.
And I like the idea that William Sawalich has entered in this race. That young kid almost beat Casey Johnson a year ago. William is already committed to racing the ARCA Menard Series Sprecher 150 in August, and he's racing the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at the mile in August, the Clean Harbors 175. So for him, it's not just about winning, it's about learning more. Hey, Paul, good to see you. Paulie, everybody. Thanks for coming. See ya. He owns the place. He can come and go as he wants. He just gave me a big wave as he walked out. But it's kind of cool. We got drivers like that want to make the impact and make it count to be ready for their next step, if you will, as he's growing through this season.
What a great field when you look at the super late models that we'll see on Sunday, Jim, between the young kids like a William Sawalich that's coming up and hoping to make the high ranks of NASCAR, to guys that are veterans like a Jeff Storm or a Bubba Pollard. When you look down through the list of some of the veteran wheelmen that will be there this coming Sunday. So it's a great mix. We may see another photo finish at the line, hopefully on Sunday. But the races that we've had there in the Midwest Tour over the last couple of years, last 5 years, have all been well contested, plenty of passing. The strategy that comes into play during pit stops has helped lead to that, and I think we'll see more of that this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And the other divisions, I'm telling you, the Midwest Truck Series has put on photo finishes, I think, the last 3 years in a row. James Swan snuck one out the last couple of years. I mean, that's been really an exciting division to watch. And going back to Levon Vandergeest, who's the youngest ever winner at the mile a couple of years ago, 2019, won the Midwest Truck Series race, but he beat this kid named Joe Valento, who had Kelly Byers setting up the truck, and he set a really good qualifying lap, and then Levon wins the race, and that really kind of made me think, okay, the young guys kind of got it going on here. This is the proving ground. No, James Swan the last 2 years has been the guy in the Midwest Truck Series to get it done, sneaking past a couple of guys. I think it was a drag race with Chester Ace. I'll verify with John Wood. Yeah, I got the nod over here. John Wood from Midwest Truck Series is hanging out with us tonight at Paulie's. There's a lot to see, a lot of racing. And I imagine that there are a lot of people are saying, hey, can I get my series in there? I think 5's just about the right number, isn't it, Adam?
Signal's going bad.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I'm not on the internet somehow.
All right. We can see you okay.
Why did my internet drop?
All right. We can try you back. Can you hear me now? All right. We're getting a little digi break up here with Adam. All right. We'll try him back. I'll give you the schedule as we try to redial with Adam Mackey. I can tell you what's going on Friday, moving day, 4 to 7 at the Milwaukee Mile. Saturday, hauler parking is starting at 8 in the morning already. Back gate's open from 8 till about noon. Close the back gate because practice starts from rotation at noon. Noon through 4 o'clock, 4 hours. Mid-American Stock Car Series, Upper Midwest Vintage, Midwest Truck Series, and Boers Compact Touring Series. They rode first half of the hour. The ASA Stars National and Midwest Tour get to the track for 20 minutes every bottom of the hour, 12:30, 1. On Sunday. Gates open at 9. The first thing on track is an ASA Stars practice at 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock. Couple practice runs. And I'm glad you said one key word, Adam Mackey, as you join us here. You said optional practice day Saturday because every division gets another crack at it Sunday. So if they race somewhere else Saturday night, they can still come to race on Sunday, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be some to take advantage of the option. Hopefully they'll make it on Sunday afternoon and Sunday morning pretty early, actually. It's an early schedule because of the jam-packed schedule and the addition of the Boers Compact Touring Series, adding a 5th series to our schedule this year.
Yeah, qualifying begins at 11. That's important because that's really going to be how you set the field. It's going to be a lot of cars in a short period of time, some group qualifying as well for the other divisions. And then the autograph session, we got to tell fans about that. We're going to have the ASA Stars drivers that have just about qualified at like 11:15 head on over to the grandstands. That's kind of cool. Have you guys done that before?
Yeah. We've had the autograph session for the Midwest Tour over the last few years. They usually the top 20 qualifiers come over because they're not having to worry about a last chance race or anything like that. This year, I think we'll get to see most of the drivers in the starting field come over for the autograph session. And then, of course, we have the redraw for the top qualifiers as well. So plenty of pre-race festivities leading up to that 1 o'clock start time.
Yep, autograph session 12:15 to 1, and then racing at 1 begins with the ASA Stars last chance race. So if that's not happening, no worries, because there's plenty of other races to go on. Starting off with the Midwest Truck Series feature, 1 o'clock, be in your seats to watch that race. You won't want to miss it. That 6-wide introduction to the Boris Compact Touring Series races next, then the Mid-Am Stock Cars follow. And then we get everything lined up for, I don't know, whenever that happens. It might be 3 o'clock, might be sooner. You got to be there by, 11 o'clock, really. The ASA Stars National Tour and ASA Midwest Tour race in the Father's Day 100. That's going to be pretty exciting. And then the vintage guys go after that. So it's a full day of racing. How can we get tickets, and what's the ticket deals going on right now, Adam?
Oh, there's all kinds of ticket deals going on for Sunday's race. If you just want to buy Sunday's race, you get $5 off your general admission, $5 off your reserve ticket. I think reserve ticket's the way to go at this point if you're going to just buy Sunday. If you want to be involved and you haven't got your tickets for the fall race, obviously the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series coming to town Sunday, August 27th. There's some dual tickets available. The dual tickets available can save you quite a bit of money. $55 for the combo ticket for this Sunday and the NASCAR race. Or you can do a reserve ticket for $70, and that gets you into both races as well. So plenty of discount deals. Go to MilwaukeeMileRacing.com to check out all the info.
And I also saw that the first 500 kids on Sunday get it something just for walking in the front gate. That's kind of cool. Checkered flags, right? How big are they? Really big? Little big? We'll see a bunch of them waving, I know, during the race day.
Plenty big enough for the young kids to wave the checkered flag in the grandstands.
That's going to be a blast. And again, it's all happening this Sunday. There is kid pricing. I've had some people I know that I've followed along and say, hey, is there a kid pricing? I know that there is pricing. Kids 4 and under are free, 5 to 11 or $5. I mean, it's a really affordable Father's Day celebration. Even if your dad is older than you and you're older than 11, come on in. We want everybody to show up and support the mile. That website again is Milwaukee Mile Racing. And I want to point out as well, Adam, that you guys have been doing a really good job updating on the Facebook page and on Twitter. Once you go through those handles and where people can lock in on what's going on throughout the rest of this week and into the weekend.
Yeah, Milwaukee Mile Track Enterprises events is the best place to go for updated info. We make updates, post the press releases. The entry list will be on there very soon. Milwaukee Mile Track Enterprises events on Facebook's the place to go for all of that. You mentioned kids tickets. Those will be available at the gate on Sunday when the fans arrive. We didn't pre-sale the kids tickets because of the chance that some adults would purchase kids tickets and try to get in that way. But they'll be able to do that at the gate on Sunday if they have a youngster 11 and under. And
guess what? There's something really cool going on Sunday. You can see all the cars all day long. If you can't make it to the Milwaukee Mile for some unknown reason, it'll be streamed on Racing America, streamed on MidwestTour.tv, streamed on TrackTV.com. And guess what? You're going to see this guy and this guy calling some racing. That's going to be kind of fun working with you, Adam, calling the ASA Stars race.
Scare them away now.
What's that?
I said we can't scare them away now.
Well, we're trying not to, but you can still watch it in a pay-per-view format, and it's going to be fun working with you again. You and I got to call the Snowball Derby a couple of years ago, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with you and having some fun and watching you get really busy while I try to do my thing and help where I can and just call races, which is going to be kind of fun.
Absolutely. It's going to be a blast on Sunday. I can't wait.
I want to have for Adam Mack, everybody, joining us here on the Racing Runner program. We're sitting right across the street from the Milwaukee Mile. Adam will be in town calling the races, and we hope you got more information that you will help tell your friends to join us as well. Adam, thanks again for your time here on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Jim.
You bet. Good to see you, my friend. Looking forward to seeing him here. And again, this is a breaking news if you have not been told or heard about it. Our Racing Roundup Show is going to be live at the Milwaukee Mile. This is news for Adam, I think. I'm not sure. We're going to be live on Saturday. As soon as the race goes cold at 4 o'clock, the track goes cold at 4 o'clock, we're doing a show in Victory Lane, the Milwaukee Mile. We're going to do a D'Angelo's Construction Road Show at the Milwaukee Mile in Victory Lane if all things go to plan, starting at 4 o'clock on Saturday. That's when the track goes quiet. A couple of beer gets tapped open. We're going to be live in Victory Lane this Saturday for a 1-hour show, thanks to Daniels Construction and Oak Creek Automotive, putting together some great people. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of racers on the show from all the divisions racing over the weekend to get you further pumped up and fired up for going racing as we go trackside again with the DeAngelis Construction Roadshow presented by Oak Creek Automotive this Saturday, starting at 4 o'clock or so inside the Milwaukee Mile. Make sure you tune in to the channels you're seeing us on now and play along. Should be a lot of fun. We'll be right back after these messages. We've got some racing to talk about. Got racers to talk to. Kurt Davis is here. Jeff Holtz is here. We also got Dean Strong with a full-on report of what's going on in the world of short track racing. Stay tuned.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much. American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500. You see him on MAV TV's coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, the ASA Stars National Tour, and the 500 Sprint Car Tour. The host of our show, Jim Trado.
How you doing, everybody? Good to see you once again. Thanks for being part of the program. We have some great giveaways after the program tonight. I want to show you. We have 4 tickets to the Father's Day 100 Milwaukee Mile races. We'll give those away after the show tonight here at Paulie's. We have bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup. We have Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin pitching in for some race shop wall calendars and LED light keychains. We got those to give away after the show. Thanks to Greenfield Gallery Sales on Facebook. We've got some great racing collectibles, racing T-shirts, die-cast cars, and racing hats. We also have 4 tickets to this Friday night's races at Madison International Speedway. We have T-shirts and a bag that Greg was just showing me. That's awesome. Where are they from, Greg?
Kurt Davis.
Sweet. Kurt Davis shirts here tonight. We got the Hollywood impersonator. No, he's called Hollywood, period. Hollywood Kurt Davis is in the house tonight, and we got a lot to share with you on this program. I want to tell you that there's only 2 locations you need to know where to turn your recyclable metals into cash today. Allied Resource Recovery. ARR West Dallas Recycling is at 80th and Burnham, and in Waukesha, ARR Waukesha Recycling is located at 1001 Tesh Court. Website is alliedresourcerecovery.com. For Father's Day gift giving, keep this in mind. Head to Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment for their huge inventory of steel handheld products available. They got leaf blowers, chainsaws, handheld vacs, one-handed chainsaws, one-handed trimmers, plus steel walk-behind rototillers and pressure washers, both gas-powered and battery. Stop by the pros at Olson's Outdoor Power in Muskego. Their address is 14323 West College Avenue, or call them at 414-422-9130. Their inventory is online as well at olsonspower.com. It is now my pleasure to bring in the guy who's got a bunch of stuff going on, including the world of short track racing in his pocket, maybe just on the pieces of paper in front of him. I don't know. Dean Strom. Dean, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Jim. It's good to be here. Thanks
for having me. I'm talking
me.
really fast. Can you tell I'm excited to be here, too?
It's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. Short Track Report brought to you again by Bonafide Security Solutions for camera and alarm systems for your home or business. Program card access, gun safes, it's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints were in action Saturday night in Illinois at Sycamore Speedway. Blake Nimme captured the checkered flag ahead of Travis Aarons. Bill Balog won his heat, ran 5th in the feature. Danny Schlafer of Schlafer's Auto Body was back in the driver's seat. He finished 12th. Blue Mound Express-sponsored Fast Jack Vanderboom qualified 7th quick. Finished the A-Main in 19th. Steve Anderson with Anderson's Maple Syrup was in the house Sunday night to watch Bill Balog race to victory in the IRA Sprints feature at Angel Park Speedway in Sun Prairie. Balog had to endure a late caution for the flipped mount of Reese Saldana, who walked away from the incident. Fast Jack transferred into the A-Main through his heat race. Placed 16th. Danny Schlafer won the B-Main, finished 18th in the A. CK Contractors, LLC.com brings us the CK Contractors Autometer Wisconsin wingless sprints coverage and what's happening at the Wilmot Raceway. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation and grading, retention pond building, and more. Ryan Zilski won by a half car length over recent show guest Clayton Rossman in the A-Main Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway. CK Contractors Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Division. Next week's show guest, Derek Crane. He finished 3rd. Steve Miller won again at Wilmot in the 20-lap modified feature. Donated his winnings to fellow modified driver Jason Worth to get back on track as soon as possible, as Worth flipped exiting turn 4 in the feature event. He was able to walk away. Joel Crowbridge, we had him on the show last week.
Yep.
He finished 3rd. This Saturday at Wilmot Raceway features Wisconsin Wingless Sprints, IRA Lightning Sprints, Modifieds, and Bandits in 2 weeks. For the first time in 15 years, USAC National Sprint Cars return to Wilmot Raceway. That is Saturday night, June the 24th. Milan Borntrager was the winner Saturday night. UMA Pro Late Models, Dells Raceway Park. Last week's show guest, Mike Litchfield, set fast time, ran 2nd in the Pro Late Model feature. Dustin McCracken of Elroy, Wisconsin, swept the 6-suiter division, and it was Ethan Rose over Dennis Prunty and Alex Hartwig in the 602 Outlaw Late Models. You can save on race tickets purchased at DellsRacewayPark.com for this Saturday's program, featuring round 2 of the Pro Late Model Triple Crown in the Logan's Heroes Bar 50. Also 602 Outlaw Late Models on the card, Doug's Northside Auto Bandits, 6-shooters, and the High School Racing Association. Jesse Bernhagen scored his 4th Pro Late Model feature win in a row Sunday night at the Slinger Super Speedway. In doing so, 2nd time in 4 weeks, Bernhagen used the outside groove in the closing laps to score the win. Oak Creek Automotive's Ryan Gutnick finished 2nd, just inches behind Bernhagen.
What a finish.
Literally a photo finish.
Yeah.
Both drivers really, in my opinion, should be complimented. Some great, clean racing. There was no door marks. There was no bumper marks. There was no bump and run. It was just good side-by-side racing like we do up here in the upper Midwest. Stephen Schultz won the modified feature with Jake Schroffnagel scoring the Sportsman main. We'll talk to Jesse Bernhagen about his Slinger success next week when he joined us right here on the Racing Roundup Show. Badger Midget action, Adam Taylor won Sunday's Norm Nelson Classic feature at Angel Park Speedway. Saturday night, point leader Todd Cleaver took home the big trophy at Sycamore Speedway. Rain cut things short at the Plymouth Dirt Track this past Saturday. Tony Wundra won the nonstop 25-lap 360 sprints feature. Mitch McGrath won the late model race. BMRE Electric Carts and e-bikes owner Brad Miller set fast time and charged to third in the feature before the skies open. Jonathan Davenport won Eldora Speedway's Dirt Late Model Dream and cashed $129,000 in the process. XR Super Series was at Kokomo Speedway last night. Hudson O'Neill beat B. Shep, Brandon Shepard, and Bobby Pierce in a thriller to scoop up $100,000. We're throwing these numbers around like it's just chump change.
Tyler
right?
Courtney won $10,000 last night at Wayne County after they had an inch of rain. They figured the track out. They ran the race. You got $10,000. That sounds like nothing now, doesn't it?
Right. Dirt Car Summer Nationals kicks off their 5-week-long grind through the Upper Midwest tomorrow night in Illinois at Peoria Speedway. Logan Seavey entered Indiana Midget Week 8th in the USAC National Midget Point Standings. Raced all week, scored a win, walked away with his second Indiana Midget title, and is now first in the USAC National Midget Championship point standings.
Good week for the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl champ to be right there.
Yep.
New team.
Last Tuesday night, we watched Kyle Larson win his third high-limit sprint car feature of the season in front of a packed house in Eagle, Nebraska. Brent Marks had a sizable lead. Looked like he was going to cash the big check there. Got hooked in a rut that was developing, a big dip that was developing in turn one, and he flipped. Rico Abro, Gio Selzy, they join Larson on the podium. Next high-limit race is not until the end of July 25th. This weekend is Cup Karts North America at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, home of the Badger Kart Club. Badger and Road America again hosting the Cheesehead Challenge. Kart racing events on July 1st and 2nd at Briggs & Stratton Motorplex inside Road America. And August 5th moves on to Millwright Raceway in Dousman. You can find more details there at BadgerKartClub.com. And finally, Jim, the World of Outlaws sprint car race. They race for the Jim Boyd Memorial Trophy this weekend as they are on track both Friday and Saturday night at Beaver Dam Raceway. Teams competing with the IRA Outlaw Sprints have no point show scheduled, so I fully expect that most of the IRA drivers will be competing against the Outlaws this weekend at Beaver Dam.
And if you want to live like an outlaw, Living Like Outlaws is a little show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Wes, who hosts the show, the merch guy from World of Outlaws, who gave me this poker chip, he's here tonight. So if you want to see Wes, come on down and see him. All sorts of cool people hanging out with us tonight. Our next two cool people to hang out with are sitting next to us on the table, waiting their turn patiently to talk about the excitement of the Midwest Truck Series. You see a hat wearing John Wood over here. You can win one of those hats. We got one to give away tonight. Let's welcome in the man in charge of the Midwest Truck Series, John Wood, and the most recent winner in the series at Golden Sands, Jeff Holtz. Guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming back on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jeff, we're going to start with you. I saw your truck at the Milwaukee Custom Auto Show, painted up with Star Wars colors on it. Jason Stark has it going. That was your truck last year, right?
Correct.
You sold it. And I thought, what's Jeff Holtz going to do now? What'd you guys end up doing? You built a new one, didn't you?
Yeah, my brother and good friend Dave Zelmer kind of talked me into it, and we built another new one over the winter, and finally got the bugs worked out of it after a couple races.
How'd that go on Golden Sands? Did it go to plan? Did you find something in practice? How did it play out for you to win that one?
It was pretty good the whole day. I mean, it was good in practice, and a lot more positive thoughts going into the race compared to the first two races because we were struggling a little bit, but I think we got it figured out now.
That's a good thing because you're coming to a really big, fast racetrack.
Yes.
What have you liked about racing on the Milwaukee Mile that you'll be doing again this Saturday and Sunday?
Mainly just the speed. I mean, it's a fun track and has a great history and stuff, you know.
On Facebook, thank you, Faye Hendricks, we saw a memory just this past week from 9 years ago. Can you believe it's 9 years since you won the Mid-American Stock Car Series feature over there across the street? I know that was first of all, it doesn't seem like that long, but I know that had to be a big win.
No, that was a very big win, and got to repeat that eventually here one of these years.
That's hard to do, isn't it? Hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw the entry list for the Midwest Truck Series. It's going to be hard to do again on Sunday.
Yeah, everybody's so close and so competitive, and everyone's got their act together, and that's what makes the series good.
John Wood, we'll bring you in now. You've been working the phones. People have been calling you saying, how do I get a part of this? What do I need to do to my truck to get it fast for Milwaukee? What kind of excitement and activities going on this week as you prepare for your Father's Day race this Sunday in the Midwest Truck Series at the Mile?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim, you're correct. The phone's been ringing off the hook. I think we're going to have more people than we actually have on the entry list. That part's looking really promising. Just like Jeff said, the competition is so close. Personally, you win one of our races, I think it's really something to be proud of. When Jeff won, I was quite happy for him and his team. I mean, I don't have favorites. I'm not allowed to, but I could think to myself that Jeff had a little bit tough go of it, and I was really proud of him when him and the team won.
Jeff, what do you have to do to your truck? I know that you built this truck for the season, knowing the Milwaukee Mile was on the schedule. It was last year, was the year before. You guys have been part of this Father's Day deal. But when it comes to the mile, what are things you have to do, maybe just to the body, to make sure you're ready to go? Because those practice sessions there's a few of them on Saturday. There's, one or two shots on Sunday. You got to be right when you get there.
Yeah, I try to be as prepared as possible, obviously, but just make sure everything's bolted down and clamped down, and the wind or the air obviously affects a lot of things there, and you'll definitely notice it if you're missing a couple braces or something. You'll see stuff flapping and flying around, and wonder what's going on.
And John Wood, you've been around this sport for a long time. I know that you've been at mile races, as have I, where you see that little bit of a leading edge of that right front fender behind the front tire start to peek out, and then the wind would catch it, and it would kind of flare up, and it would fan out, and all of a sudden, oh my goodness. Yep. We got a whole issue here. There's a lot to getting these trucks right, much less any other division.
Well, we actually put out a newsletter for that to double check your bracing. Okay. There are two important spots behind the front tires. Pull the bracing in, and the trunk lid, believe it or not, you have to brace up the trunk lid. A couple of years ago, my brother, Jerry Wood, he was out there, and by no fault of anyone's, his trunk lid sucked in, and he said it felt like a parachute. I mean, and it tightened him up quite a bit too.
So if you watch NASCAR truck racing, or if you watch Midwest Truck Series racing, to get a little further in that, the truck bed where the rear roll bar goes down in the truck bed, behind that to the rear spoiler, there's a actual panel. That's the deck lid, right?
Yes, a removable panel for getting in to fuel the trucks and inspection and so on and so on. We do have a rule that you have to have them. There's a certain size, but it's quite simple to brace them up. I mean, just honestly, some people don't think about it for bigger tracks.
You think about where the weight goes every second, though, don't you, Jeff? Like, how much is that going to – I got to make sure I brace it, but I got to make sure it's strong enough, and I don't want too much weight there. I want it over here or down there.
I know 2 years ago I had the same thing. The whole deck I came in after practice, and it was on top of the fuel cell. I was like, what was going on here?
Wow.
So then we just riveted solid.
Okay. No need to access that panel right now.
Nope, not no more.
Screw it in. When it comes to the practice sessions, I mentioned you guys are on the track between noon and 4, but in reality, it's pretty chopped up. You guys get 5-10 minutes, an hour to get it right.
Correct. And then Saturday, I believe we only got Sunday, one practice session. So, it's not mandatory that you go practice on Saturday, but seems pretty advisable.
Yeah, helpful.
A 15-minute session, Jeff. You got time to eat lunch, the whole thing during those 15 minutes, right? You got nothing else to do?
No, just walk around and look at the cars.
9:55 to 10:10. It's on the schedule. I got it pretty well chopped up there.
Well, matter of fact, Drew and Beth and the rest of my tech team, we were changing notes this week, comparing notes, and we got a grill coming. We got brats and burgers, and we'll fill the time up.
I'm sure you will.
Plus, my tech team will be out inspecting. I'll always say this: they're one of the best in the Midwest as far as tech.
And what I would think, though, Jeff, you want to get all that kind of done when you get there on Saturday, right? Because there may be some arrivals on Sunday.
Sure.
Which might also say, hey, if I got to fix this and have an inspector check it, well, now they're checking in new trucks. That kind of stuff you just want to work through on Saturday.
Yeah, the sooner you can get that stuff behind you, the better.
Jeff, then keeping with that Sunday theme, it's a 20-lap feature. 20 miles, so distance-wise, miles-wise, it's probably just as much, if not more, than you guys would run on a half-mile track or on a quarter-mile track. But 20 laps can go by fast there, can't they?
Yeah, you're going to have to make it happen right away. Otherwise, it's over. But I think in the past years, they were a little bit longer, the races. But, you're going to have to go right away and have some good luck behind you.
Does that change your mindset once you drop the green flag on Sunday?
Yeah, as much as you want to have patience, you really can't.
And I also have seen some races decided in turn 2 specifically There's so much anxiety getting into turn one. If you have to run side by side against somebody, just getting that feather and getting that gas right off of 2. I've seen races won and lost there. How impactful is a truck when you go through there? You raced the Mid-American stock car. You've now raced a truck there. When it comes to that aero stuff, is that somewhere that we should be looking at in the stands or on the stream on Sunday?
I don't know about that, but it's definitely get the car on the ground is going to be number one. I mean, get the air, going over it, not under it, But it'll be pretty interesting. I mean, obviously it helps that I've been there a few times, and most of the guys actually in the truck series have raced there before. There's just a few rookies, but it'll be a good show.
And John, that brings another good point about the rookies and the veterans. Last year you had a bunch of kids coming from Legends and stuff. I'm thinking this race at the Milwaukee Mile with Jeff Holtz, with James Swan, with Chester Race, there's a lot of notes put together, a lot of experience that's going to put on, I think, a really, really good show.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you touched on it earlier tonight. Our young people, I mean, we got so many young people in our series, and, they come to Milwaukee Mile, for Greg and Bob Sargent's show. We're fortunate enough we get invited to Kaukauna for the big show. I mean, these young teams, they want to be there. They want to get noticed. I mean, there is a lot of important, team owners and such, crew chiefs, owners. I mean, personally, I feel it's one of the biggest races of the year for us. If you're a younger person, or anybody, of course, but these younger teams, they always got that, glitter in their eye. They want to go farther, which I'm proud of them. And we've had some of our truck team alumni go quite a far. I mean, I can't even list them all off. Currently like Luke Fenhouse, one of our stars. Derek Krause.
He was 14 or something like that, wasn't he? Won the championship, right? Derek was? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very impressive young man. He's struggling a little bit right now, but I'm sure that'll come around. Gets used to maybe a new team and such, but I'm very proud of all of them. You watch on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon or a Friday night truck race, there isn't hardly a race that doesn't have a Midwest Truck Series person in it. That's personally gives me a pretty warm feeling.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen on Sunday with the field you have. And Jeff, I know it takes a ton of work and a ton of cash to put these trucks together and go racing. Tell us about your business, what you do, and other folks that are helping you with your racing on Sunday.
Well, I'm in the car business, so I'm always buying and selling cars and working on them and stuff like that. But pretty much it's me, my brother, a couple good friends that help us out, and don't have a whole lot of sponsors. Always try to have some and stuff, but it's been tough, obviously, lately with business and COVID. After COVID, a lot of things changed with business and stuff, but do what you can and make the best of it.
Where is your car business?
My car business is in Racine, Wisconsin.
Where at? What's it called?
Economy Motors on Highway 32.
See, I wanted to get that out of there. I wanted to say you gotta support the car so you can buy some more tires to go race the Midwest Truck Series.
Yes, that's the one nice thing about the Truck Series. It's only a one-tire race every race, so it doesn't kill you on tires like super late models and stuff too. So that really keeps people. It keeps it affordable and easier to do.
So you're allowed to buy just one new tire per race. What new tire position do you want on your truck at the Milwaukee Mile on Sunday?
I bet you 3/4 of them will have new right fronts on.
Okay, good to know. I would always think you wanted the right rear, keep fresh, but the right front. Yeah, if you got a chance. Maybe. You got to kind of map that out like a season schedule almost, don't you?
Yeah, I should have said a left front so everyone put left fronts on.
Right. It's just us talking at the table. Nobody knows about what's going on here, right? We're just hanging out with you guys.
Jeff, I hate to tell you, but there are a couple of guys that said they were putting left fronts on.
More power to them.
Exactly.
John Wood, Midwest Truck Series. You mentioned there's some big races coming up this Sunday. It's got to be a pretty big deal for you and your sponsor to be highlighted. I know you got a lot of contingency sponsors that are being involved in this deal. I'm sure your hat dance is going to be, it's already in the bag. Beth already has them lined up for what you need to do. It's a big deal for you guys and your sponsors, too, for the series.
Oh, exactly. And currently we're talking to a couple of perhaps, hopefully, series sponsors for next year, maybe even a little bit for this year. Every sponsor helps, as we know, from racing and from the promoting side of it. We can't do it without them. So, we just keep working on it every day, Drew and I, and We got a couple other people that are working with us on that, and I want to get the series so it pays more. I mean, I feel as we pay quite well right now, and there's some classes, pro-lates, late models. I'm not bragging by all means, but I know what it takes, and we actually pay a little bit more than some of them do, and then plus one tire rule like Jeff had brought up. You're never going to make money in racing, but if we can have the team spend less, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So
it's a great model. It's going to be a lot of fun watching you guys on Sunday. Yep. The website is MidwestTruckSeries.com. To buy tickets, go to MilwaukeeMileRacing.com and check out their specials. They've got them all posted on their Facebook page as well, Milwaukee Mile-Track Enterprises events. How about I say it for Dean Straub, Jeff Holtz, and this guy on the end, John Wood, for joining us. Guys, thanks a lot for coming down.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you,
really
Joe.
Appreciate it for coming. Make sure you sign our backdrop as well. I don't know, John, I think you might have already signed it, but now it's Jeff's turn.
Yep.
So what we do every year, every guest on our show signs that backdrop. Dean, have you signed that yet?
I have not.
Well, maybe tonight's your night. I don't know. You're off next week, so we got to make sure you're here some way. So we want Dean Straub to sign that banner as well.
He gave me red too. Jeff gave me the red.
Red? Okay.
Red.
Got to do it. Don't sign on red though. It doesn't show up well. We got cameras, we got lights, but red on red, not so cool. Hey, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're talking to Kurt Davis on the program. We got Bill Holland in the groove, and we got more in the world of NASCAR on this here program. Thanks to our friends at Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin. We're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, and we'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Pilicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
And welcome back to the program. If you're still able to join us this evening at Paulie's Pub and Eatery, we have great giveaways after the program, including 4 tickets to this Friday night's Kids Night at Madison International Speedway. $1,000 they're going to put on the front stretch. Let the kids run around and grab that. There's a lot more with double features as well in their NASCAR Weekly Late Models, Misfits, 6-shooters, and High School Racing Association. That's this Friday night at Madison International Speedway. MISRacing.com is where you want to head for that activity on Friday evening, as if you don't have enough options. But we got a lot of options to talk about. We also have the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Spotlight to shine right now on our next guest. This is the Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Short Track Spotlight. They're proud sponsors and supporters of Wisconsin racers Bill Balog and Jason Gross. Try it in your coffee or tea or on vanilla ice cream. Or like me, try it on everything. Oatmeal, eggs, coffee, you got it. Take it with you with Pure Fuel Maple Energy on the go. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup. It's your favorite grocer. Anderson'sMapleSyrup.com. Anderson's Pure Quality since 1928. This week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Spotlight driver is multi-time sprint car champion Kurt Davis. Kurt, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Thanks for making the time.
It's all good. I love coming to the show.
It's great to have you here. So I'm hanging out. Our new friend Wes here from Living Like Outlaws is here. He's got the entire tour. He's on the World of Outlaw tour all the time. A rare night off. They were in Oshkosh today. They're heading back somewhere else, and they're going to Beaver Dam this weekend. And I happen to mention, did you know, one of our guests on the show was in a World of Outlaws highlight reel that made ESPN, I think. It was you at a heat race at Hales Corners Speedway.
Yeah, it was. I think it was, I don't know, like 92 or something like that. And started my sprint car career deal, and we went out there for the World of Outlaws show. And it was the first time my dad come to the racetrack, and I ended up out of the park in the trees. And
I saw yellow, silver, yellow, silver, yellow, silver. That's the bottom of the car, top of the car, bottom of the car, and whoop, open over the stern one fence. They leave you hanging in the tree, too?
No, they got me down.
All right, okay.
Yeah, they got me down. It sounded like I was in a tin can.
Yeah?
Is what it did, yeah. I remember that clearly. But that was the start of it, and we built another car right after that, and we're racing next weekend. So longtime crew guys still with me, and that was the start of their career, too, I guess, because they helped me every weekend.
So that racetrack, if you didn't know, I know I've known Kurt for a long time, you built a car in your high school auto shop, and you went racing a stock car. What made you ever think you'd want to go sprint car racing, and especially the World of Outlaws that early on in your racing career?
Well, we went, of course, Paul Elliott over at Central High School. We built that first car, and I started racing at Hales, and they had a street stock division down at Wilmot. So I took my Hales wheels and would go down to Wilmot, and we would race the street stock division, and if they raced first, I could actually load the car back up and come back up to Hales Corners and run the Hales wheels at the end of the night.
On the same night?
On the same night. We'd run 2 tracks at the same night because all my buddies and all my friends were up at Hales Corners. So, but down at Wilmot, they had sprint cars. So I decided that's really what I want to do. So I jumped in a modified, MRA modified, was Rookie of the Year with that. Then the following year, I was like a ping pong ball and just wasn't getting it. And so I had somebody else jump in the car to see if it was me or the car, and it was the car. So I decided to sell that, and then I hooked up with Pete Ostrowski and Ken Nichols. And Pete had a car in his sprint car in his garage, and I still had a motor. And so we put that deal together, and Ken Nichols helped me fund it a little bit. And we went out and ran sprint cars. And the 4th night out in a sprint car, thanks to Don Kolinsky, I went to school with his son.
Don was here last week, hanging out with Tommy Colburn.
Yeah, and he was the guy that actually tuned my cars and helped me set up the cars and taught me a lot of things. And I still remember this to this day. I was an 1/8 inch off on the ride height, and I measured it. And he looked straight at me. He says, "If you're not going to do this right, I'm just going to walk out of your shop."
Whoa.
And I'm like, from that, no, Don. I'm like, no, come back in, like. And ever since then, 4th night out, we won the race down at Wilmot. And at that time, he was helping Dick Colburn.
Mm-hmm.
And Dick really didn't know who I was. And Dick asked Don, "Who is this kid?" And he's like, "Oh, that's a buddy of, my son. He goes to school with him." He's like, "You helping him?" He's like, "Well, yeah, I stop at his shop for that." "You need to stop helping him." So that's how the sprint car thing came about, and I've been doing it ever since now.
You've been doing it quite a while, quite successfully. The most wins in the MSA 360 sprint car history. That says something. You've got championships at Plymouth and in the MSA 360 Touring Series. You get to race a 410 now at the Vanderveers. There's a lot still going on for you, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. We got a lot going on. 55 years old, and I get a ride in a 410. So I think that was a pretty good accomplishment. But it's fun. Doing a deal with Matt, it's been fun. It's not a big funded team, but we go out and we have a good time. And Ty decided to go on the road this year. And
so his son Ty Davis was racing a sprint car with you, and got a lot of things going in the right direction, and said, "Wait a minute, I'm going to go with the McCarls and be a mechanic with them, and travel the world out of Iowa."
Yep, that was the next step. If he wants to do this for a living and want to be involved in it, we decided that was the next step that he should do, is give up the wheel for now and go learn the road and figure that deal out. And see if that's what he really wants to do. And I just was there Saturday. I went out to Knoxville on Saturday, and they were the first time I visited him since he moved out there, and he's doing great. Good. Actually, I was really happy with what they're doing and what he's doing, and they love him. And they tried recruiting me, and I told them, no, let Ty do it. You got one Davis, you can't handle two.
There you go.
So
you've helped a lot of drivers along the way. How different was that going into an environment where you know your son is taking that step? Because you've done a lot with him, for him. He's done a lot with you. It's had to be a little different walking in those pits for the first time doing that.
It was. It was actually really good to see, just to watch the whole thing go down. I went there just open-minded. I'm going to stand back and not say anything and see what he does. And he works. I will tell you that. He's skinny now. He's real skinny. And but he works a lot. Right now they got 7 shows in 9 days coming up, and he's all smiling and ready to go. And he's basically doing their tire deal and trailer deal is what he takes care of. But it made me proud to see that he can do that and actually is really doing a good job at it. And of course, then Terry decided he wanted to run a 360 car, so I got recruited to.
We got more hands. Let's do this.
Yeah, give him a hand, but that kept me out of his hair. I think Ty said, go help Terry so we can do our deal.
That's got to be fun because their next generation's coming through now too, behind the wheel. Terry McCarl and the McCarl family.
Yeah, with Carson and Austin, it's a great deal. I had to laugh because it was like I wanted to get a picture with them with the Davis McCarl, kind of like the Hatfield and McCoys, and back in the day for the people that know who Hatfield and McCoys are. Some of the young kids probably don't know who that is.
I see a few chuckles.
Yeah. But it was great to be out there and see him and do his deal. And we talk every week, but he keeps calling back. You got my car ready yet? You got my car ready yet? I said, there's always a car here for when you get home. So
what are you racing? What are you working on now? What are you racing when you get the chance, Kurt?
Actually, I'm waiting to get a motor back. We didn't have a good start of the season. I wrecked the car. I wrecked the motor. Our motor should be back by the end of the month. We're going to do some more 360 racing. Starting July 1st, we're back in the MSA deal.
Okay.
And then we'll be going to, I think it's Seymour with the 410 is our next show. I don't want to miss that show. I love Seymour. I love the racetrack.
What do you like about it?
Just the speed of it and the technical part of the racetrack. It seems to get holes in it. It seems to dry out. It gets a pretty good cushion up by the wall, and anybody that knows me, I like to run the cushion on the wall. That sells T-shirts. So,
thanks for bringing some tonight. You can take some home that Kurt took out of the bins to give away.
Actually, we're getting some new ones in. They're in the works. They get some new T-shirts and that, and I'm getting heck from Ty because we didn't do no T-shirts for him last year, and I said, well, we got them this year. So
there you go. So we'll see you next July 1st
at Plymouth.
All right,
I believe it is.
Okay.
I don't have the whole schedule in my head.
Well, that's a good place to find you first.
Yeah, no,
you got to show for that one.
We're looking for our first win. We just got to get this bad streak off. I was battling for second, I think it was, at Plymouth, and got tangled up with another car and ended up in the wall and bent the frame. So of course, my crew built another car within a week, and we were back out racing, and then been pulling double duty, kind of doing the 360, 410 deal, and now we're taking a little break here because of the motor with the 360 and the 410. That deal was a fun deal to do, and we made a light schedule. I think we're doing like 12 or 13 shows with that. And Matt likes to go camping, so he's going to go do some camping with the family.
Had any of your races thus far this year stacked on the same night?
Yes, we did Plymouth and Wilmot. So far, we've done double duty at both of them.
How'd that go for a 55-year-old rookie trumping between race cars?
I was worried about it a little bit, actually, to begin with, but it actually went real well. It actually went good. Of course, we were out at Dodge, and I love Dodge. We didn't qualify too good, but I'm looking forward to going back there with the 360. And then Wilmot, of course, with some more stuff, with the 410. And I think we have one more 360 show there. Just watch my Facebook for the updated schedule as it goes.
What's it listed under? There's quite a few guys, I'm sure, in the world named Kurt Davis on Facebook.
It's Kurt Davis.
Really?
That's
you got it? All right. Okay.
It's Kurt Davis.
I'm guessing it's the yellow sprint car maybe somewhere
Absolutely.
in the background.
It's in the profile.
That's kind of what you're known for. That's
Yeah.
what this picture is. Thank you, Dave Krieger, for bringing
Absolutely.
it out. Yep. That's been a cool little trademark. The 6K. It's kind of a standard.
Yeah. It's been there forever. It happened because Al Baling, how I got the 6 was Al Baling back in the day. You had to choose in the modifieds. The top 10 got that number. If you finished first, you got 1. If you finished second, you could take 2. And back in the day, in the modified deal, I was 6 because Al Baling had finished 6th, and he said that he wasn't going to race no more. So he was 8 normally, and he said that I could take the 6. So, and I've been 6, and I added the K to it because a lot of other places when I went into sprint car racing, that they had other cars that were 6.
Yep.
And we stuck with the 6K, and it's been the trademark ever since.
I get the call the Chili Bowl, and it's I think there were 14 number 7s. There were 16 number 11s, I want to say, one year. Yeah, good times.
I believe it.
Good times.
I believe it, yeah. It's transponders now. They don't have to,
Yes.
transponder. Everybody's got transponders so the numbers can double up.
One thing I do recall is you've got some great supporters for a long time with your car and what you get to do. These sponsors have been really loyal to you.
Oh, they have. Not only the sponsors, but my crew. My crew's been with me a long time. Hef's been with me since I started 38 years ago. But Bob and Mike Crawley, Hef, my daughter Sid, of course, comes along. She's actually stepped it up this year and doing a lot of things on the race car. Jenny, Eddie, Michaela, Zach, my nephew Boomer come along now. And our own team photographer, retired Deputy Dave, who brought this nice picture tonight. But I got to thank the Wing Riders, too. We did a deal with this Wing Rider deal. And what it is this year it's $50, and you got in on the Wing Riders. You get to be on the wing for the whole year. And what that helps with our team is we take that and buy new safety gear for us, either myself, like this year myself, but either when Ty was racing, we'd have it for him. WestonAutomotive.com, Culver's, they've been with me forever. Benkowski Properties, High Quality Contracting. A new sponsor this year is the K9 Dog Training and Boarding, Netting Transportation, NNS Towing, Hupp Farms, Dean and Stacy. Biggie High Performance, Christine Hartman Realty. She's been with me forever. If you ever need a house up in Plymouth area, she's the person to get a hold of. Badger Seamless, Jason Johnson. Another new sponsor this year is Route 41. It's a new bar that's just opened and restaurant down on 27th Street. Rigatoni's, they got the best meatballs. Best meatballs.
Where are they at?
They are down in Lake Geneva.
Okay.
And Diamond Jim's Auto Sales, Source Services, Bobby at Oak Creek Automotive. Of course, everybody knows Bobby. Baleen Racing, I think I've been buying parts from them for 30 years. RC Custom Design, he does all our cars. Akerite Auto, Call Girl Motorsports, RC Trailer Leasing. And then just everybody that's always given time and effort to my deal. We can't do this without them people, and it's getting harder and harder nowadays.
How much do the fans uplift you, knowing how hard it is to do this, when you see the same people coming, or you've got a fan that says, here's some cookies for you guys tonight, or, hey, it's really cool you guys were there. I went to this track just to see you race. I mean, how does that kind of fuel you still?
Oh, it fuels me a lot, actually. I'm big fan-orientated. I'm about the kids because the kids are the next generation that are going to come up and be the next race car driver, the next crew person, the next kid doing the announcing, Zach on our crew. He took up the announcing, and he's doing announcing now. I've always tried to give to the kids and go out in the stands and give trinkets to the kids. I would give, little Matchbox cars to canned koozie stuff to, just flags. We'd buy flags and give flags out, and so the kids had something. And because next week they're going to be tugging on mom and dad's shirt, come out, I want to go out to the races. I want to go out to the races. And a thing that I've always done too is, because we win pretty many races, and I have too many trophies.
Yeah.
So I would give the trophies. My thing is I keep the first one for myself, and then if we win one after that, I give the trophy away to the kids. And that's probably one of my best pictures I still have is at Plymouth one night, and we won, I think, on the last lap, and the place went nuts, and I made my own little victory lane at Plymouth where the cars pull out.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the infield and you're celebrating by yourself, you just won, and your crew guys gave up their whole week, and they're in the pits, and you're out in the infield, and they can't cross, and you can't cross. So I pulled up right in front of the stands, but I gave my trophy away, and there had to be 50, 60 kids right behind her, and I forgot who it was, if Rob got the photo or whatever, but I was hanging off the fence, like the podium thing, up in the stands, and having all them kids behind me. It's just a picture that I really appreciated that somebody got.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How about I say for Kurt Davis for joining us here tonight. Kurt, thanks for bringing your friends and your family and everybody to the racetrack. Over the years, it's like, okay, MSA's racing, Kurt's going to be racing tonight. It's kind of cool to know that you're still very competitive and back at it July 1st.
I wouldn't do it if I wasn't competitive.
I hear you. I hear you.
Thanks for having me, though.
Thank you, Kurt Davis. Make sure you sign the Bob Trado sign writer backdrop as well, please. Hey, this Saturday, we're taking our Racing Roundup show on the road once again. The DeAngelis Construction Roadshow presented by Oak Creek Automotive will be inside the Milwaukee Mile at Victory Lane Saturday, 4 o'clock. Practice ends right around 4 o'clock, so we'll be there right as the track goes cold for the day on Saturday. Talking to the stars of the ASA Stars National Tour, Midwest Truck Series, Mid-Am Stock Cars, the Voris Compact Touring Series, and Upper Midwest Vintage. They're all racing this Sunday at the Milwaukee Mile. Practice all day Saturday. Find out more information at MilwaukeeMileRacing.com. And we'll be right here on these channels and these places to find us, so make sure you spread the word and join the racing crowd if you don't have access passes to get in the pits. We'll be certain to bring you the stars on Saturday of a special live DeAngelis Construction Roadshow inside the Milwaukee Mile, thanks to Oak Creek Automotive, this Saturday at 4 o'clock. We'll be right back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show, live from Paulie's Pub and Eatery.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair. From oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or Short Tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Hanging out with you. RacingRoundupShow.com is our website, our Facebook page. Like us there. You can always get a little reminder, hey, the show's going on. You can watch it on demand on Facebook. You can watch it on demand through YouTube. Through our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We're on Twitter at Racing Roundup. Lots of places to follow us. We'd love to see you in person here at one of our shows. I'd like to thank and recognize some of the folks that I see in the crowd tonight, actually. We see Bill and Jan Preetzel hanging out with us. Bill's racing the Mid-Am car this Sunday. at the mile. Faye and Jim Hendricks are here. Chris Johnson's hanging out with us. Pat Haney I saw over there. Mark Brunner, the Pride of Tosa, has a Tuesday off for the racetrack. Good to see you here, Mark. Zach Krieger, not talking tonight on the microphone, but he's chatting away over at the table. Good to see you, Zach. He's the gentleman we just talked about with Kurt Davis, a crew member turning into a pretty well-traveled PA guy all of a sudden around here in the area. That's pretty cool. And my dad, Vern Trado, is here. So if you need a schedule of where he's playing the polka bands, he's in the Concertino Hall of Fame, by the way. Dad's here tonight hanging out. So if you want a schedule from Dad, he's got his playing gigs in a format here. 91 years young, just cranking out the polka bands all over the beer gardens of America. Probably within a 50-mile radius. Looking forward to seeing Dad here as well as often as he can make it out. It's time for the Interstate Batteries NASCAR report. Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin are the #1 replacement battery location in North America. Interstate Batteries has a battery for every one of your needs. They are a founding sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. You can find them online. Visit interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. This report is also brought to you by NASCAR's return to the Milwaukee Mile. We heard Adam Mackey early on with Track Enterprises talk about a combo ticket this week only. Tickets are now available for the racing doubleheader on Sunday, August 27th, which stars Luke Fenhouse and competing with the Sprecher 150 ARCA Menard Series race. These are all on August 27th, not this weekend. Also, Ty Majeski's racing, of course, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. They return to the mile on Sunday, August 27th in the Clean Harbors 175. You can buy a ticket for that race and this coming Sunday at the Milwaukee Mile by going to MilwaukeeMileRacing.com. They have a combo ticket that will save you a bunch of money. So take advantage of that and support the mile and head to both races for a discounted ticket price. MilwaukeeMileRacing.com is where you want to find more information on that. On Sunday, Martin Truex won for the 4th time in the Cup Series on the Sonoma Raceway Road Course in California. Kyle Busch tried but had nothing for Truex and ran 2nd. Joey Logano 3rd. Chris Buescher an impressive 4th. And Chase Elliott 5th. Kyle Larson finished way back at 8th. Yeah, I was kind of sarcastic. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. I just thought as I looked through the results, I'm like, where's Kyle Larson? I always start at the top. Some drivers just start at the bottom and find where they are. Larson back in 8th. Man, what a horrible day for him, the current hot shoe in anything with 4 wheels. Grant Enfinger made his Cup debut in place of Noah Gragson, who sat out due to concussion protocol and finished 26th. Slinger resident Josh Blicky posted a video showing his number 78 Ziegler Auto Group Chevy getting spun off the nose of Ty Dillon in turn 11. Josh recovered in the Cup race to finish on the lead lap in 30th. It was deemed a successful return for NASCAR, Chevy, Hendrick Motorsports, and Goodyear to the Le Mans 24-hour. It was the first time since 1976 that NASCAR had a car there in the field in the Garage 56 New Gen Cup car. It finished 39th overall and 62nd in the 62-car field. It was the only car entered in the innovative car class that was, again, deemed a big success. And how about this? A Ferrari 499P won the overall. That was the first Ferrari victory overall since 1958 at Le Mans. And the first time in 50 years they've been there. The Prancing Horse has been there in the top class at Le Mans. Of course, they've won several class championships with Scuderia Corsa and other guys, and it's cool to see that they are, again, celebrating with their Ferrari 499P, which was not ready for Daytona, but we may see it again at the Rolex 24 come this February, where I'll be hanging out doing PA there. Cup driver Ryan Preece dipped down to the ARCA Menard Series West at Sonoma and dominated the race from the pole. Eric Almirola was one of 7 Cup drivers to race at Sonoma in the Xfinity Series, and the only driver to pull into victory lane and collect the big trophy. Pole sitter Kyle Larson in the Xfinity race was dominant early, was running a super close second behind Almirola, 7 laps from the finish. When Larson clipped the turn 11 tire barrier, he got righted, but only after AJ Allmendinger slipped past for second. Larson said after that, "I'm mad at myself right now. I just got too greedy." Franklin, Wisconsin native Sam Mayer ran 10th. Bilicki double-dipped and then drove Mario Goslin's Chevy number 36 to 19th. That car was crew chief by Westby, Wisconsin native Dexter Bean on Saturday at Sonoma. Looking forward to seeing Dexter maybe running the truck race here at the mile in his home state come August 27th. In the Xfinity race, Rhinelander's Parker Retzlaff dropped out early with transmission issues. All 3 NASCAR National Series are off this weekend. Look for NASCAR Truck Series star Ty Majeski this Sunday, racing at the Milwaukee Mile. He's the current point leader of the ASA Stars National Tour, 2nd in the Truck Series, and he's been a race. He actually won this race a couple years ago. It was rain shortened, but Ty was in command of that race. Casey Johnson won last year. The entry list has just been put out, by the way. Greg Lapine texted me during the show. I'll give you a quick rundown. Here's the Milwaukee Mile entry list for the Father's Day 100 ASA Stars ASA Midwest Tour Father's Day 100. William Sowalich, Luke Fenhouse, Paul Schaefer, Derek Kraus, Austin Nason, Carson Hocevar, Gabe Summers, the current point leader in the Midwest Tour, Casey Roderick, current point leader in the ASA Stars National, actually just dropped a second. Ty Majeski's leading that. What should I say? I should correct myself. I should know better after 4 races. Sean Hangarani, the kid that has won with the Venturini on the ARCA East and West side, He's racing perhaps the truck race as well come August here at the mile. He's entered in a Toyota. Gio Ruggiero is the 17-year-old kid that bumped William Byron out of the way to win at Hickory. He's entered as well for Donnie Wilson racing. Billy Van Meter out of Indiana. Levon Vandergeest is back in the show. Jeff Storm is going after his second win at the mile. His first one came in 1997 in a Mid-American Stock Car Series race. Bubba Pollard for the second time back at the mile in his number 26. Cole Butcher out of Canada. Jonathan Island in the number 32. It's his stop running the number for Archie St. Hilaire. It's really cool. They did it once before this year. Jonathan Island back at the mile, his 153rd ASA Midwest Tour start. Albert Francis out of Ohio. Justin Mondyke out of Gleason, Wisconsin, Joseph Scholze, a regular at La Crosse. He's entered as number 58. Steve Seligman is back in the field. Tried to make the show last year as well. Barrett Palamas is in the racing with Casey Johnson set up in his number 79. Ryan Farrell from Oak Creek Automotive sponsorship. He's back at the mile this year. Also entered Brian Sierkeski out of Minnesota, Ty Majeski out of Neenah, Wisconsin, and Harley Jankowski, last year's Rookie of the Year, and a guest on our show about a month ago here at Racing Roundup HQ at Polly's Pub and Eatery. This portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts and e-bikes in Random Lake. Check out their new Icon e-bikes that go as fast as 25 miles between charges and 25 miles per hour in speed. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. Stop by and see Bradley at BMRE on Highway 57 on your way to the IndyCar races this weekend. Why not, right? You can do that all. One-stop shop on Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. The NTT IndyCar Series Sancio Grand Prix is this weekend. It's presented by AMR. It'll take the green flag at 12:23 p.m. on Sunday. Get there early. It all starts this Thursday at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Gates open every day at 7 a.m. Paddock shop hours for souvenirs are 10 to 4 daily. Thursday is test day for the Radical Cup and USF 2000. They get to race 3 times over the weekend. Friday, practice and qualifying for several divisions. And Indy next hits the track for their first practice today at 150. The Indy cars, led by defending Road America winner and Indy 500 newly crowned champion Joseph Newgarden. Their first time on track is Friday at 3 p.m. Radical Cup races at 4:30, followed by Vintage Indy Registry. Saturday, gates open again at 7. Indy next and IndyCar starting at 8:50 a.m. have their rounds of practice. They'll get turned around for qualifying at 12:15 for the former Indy Lights series. Then IndyCar qualifying set for 12:55 on Saturday. There is a driver auto session in the paddock scheduled for 2:45 p.m. on Saturday. Keep that in mind as well. The second USF 2000 race follows, followed by a Radical Cup race and more vintage Indy cars on track, including Jacques Driesing in one of their restored Dan Gurney Eagles. That'll be kind of cool to see. Get there early Sunday. I mentioned an early start to the day. Gates open at 7. 9:15 IndyCar Series warm-up. 10:15 Indy next race. IndyCar driver intros at 11:45. 12:23 p.m. green flag. IndyCars rolling around Road America once again. And it wraps up with the Radical Cup races and the Vintage Indy Registry taking laps at the end of the day. All details about ticket gates, camping options, and more can be found at roadamerica.com. Great partners of our show for a long time. Lots going on in the world of racing. It's now time to check in with Bill Holland and what's been going on in the world of racing, where he's been hanging out across the state of Wisconsin. This is this week's Bill Holland's In the Groove.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Dells Raceway Park, where the Lionel Nabafelt Memorial pays tribute to the popular central Wisconsin racer who lost his life in a crash 50 years ago this weekend. Lyle Nabafelt was an early member of the Central Wisconsin Racing Association. Tonight, opening night for the CWRA late models. 3 iconic race cars honoring the late Lyle Nabafelt begin the evening in Victory Lane. Family members like Jay Nabafelt know full well what these cars.
All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. We're going to be back to show you Bill Holland's In the Groove for this week.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
It's the return of IndyCars to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the NTT IndyCar Series Sancio Grand Prix. Presented by AMR, June 15th through the 18th. It's a weekend featuring an international lineup of drivers in an all-out wheel-to-wheel battle. 640 acres, on-site camping, open seating, and room to roam. Kids age 16 and under, free with a paying adult. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed. It's the return of IndyCars to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the NTT IndyCar Series Sancio Grand Prix. Presented by AMR, June 15th through the 18th. It's a weekend featuring an international lineup of drivers in an all-out wheel-to-wheel battle. 640 acres, on-site camping, open seating, and room to roam. Kids age 16 and under, free with a paying adult. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express, moving and storage, will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our program. This portion of the show is brought to you by Schlafer Auto Body and Sales in Lannon. For your next auto body repair or your daily driver or fleet of work trucks, they got you covered since 1974. 4 generations of racers have been getting it done the right way. They work with all insurance companies. Search Schlafer Auto Body on Facebook to get in touch with this family of racers and check out the latest award-winning classic car restoration projects they're doing. They keep a lot of things going through their shop. And Lannon, again, Schlafer Auto Body and Sales, a great supporter of our show in 2023. Let's check in with this week's edition of Bill Holland's In the Groove.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Madison International Speedway, where the first race in the 2023 Alive for 5 Super Late Model Series is on tap. Now, over the years, most Alive for 5 races are held at Dells Raceway Park. Most, but not all. And this year, the first will be held right here at MIS. Plover's Gabe Summers comes into the night the defending Alive for 5 Series champion. He's looking to go back-to-back in 2023.
A lot of great contenders in that, and we were able to come out with the overall points win there. And coming back this year to defend it, starting off at Madison because they rained out at Dells the first one. So I think we got a really good car, and it's going to be a really good race.
Luke Fenhouse won the Alive for 5 title 2 years ago. He's been strong at MIS, but has never won here.
we've been really strong in the Live for 5 series, so hopefully we can come back here to Madison where we've had good runs and put another good performance on tonight.
John DeAngelis Jr. won the last Alive for 5 race last fall. The Hubertus drivers looking forward to twin features at Madison.
I really like having a race here. I mean, a lot of the guys that run the Alive for 5, they're used to just Dells. I mean, there's really no traveling for that series other than here this year. And, you know, we run here a lot. We run real well here. So I like it because I think it's more of an advantage for us.
Former Alive for 5 champ Dalton Zier now races out of nearby Verona and sets fast qualifying time for the night.
We got some top-tier cars here, and I love competition. Competition is, you know, why I love racing. So they definitely make it tough to win, but makes it sweeter when you do.
Twin 50-lap features make up the Capital 100. Brent Edmonds in the 87 and Mike Litchfield in the 44 on the front row as the field comes to take the green flag. It's Litchfield, the second-generation driver out of Portage, Wisconsin, leading, with Luke Fenhouse second and Waterford, Wisconsin's Jeff Storm third in the 25. Caution flies for a spin 10 laps in. On the restart, it's the former Alive for 5 champion Luke Fenhouse on the front row alongside Litchfield as the green flag flies. And the 19-year-old driver out of Wausau, Wisconsin puts the 4-car out front. Luke Fenhouse leading the way, with Storm now second and former Tundra Series champion Riley Stensham third in the 77 car. Fifth on back has John DeAngelis Jr. racing with Litchfield and Ryan Farrell in the 80. Defending Alive for 5 champ Gabe Summers is on the move, passing Jeff Storm. And we are under caution again, this time for Ryan Farrell's 80 car. Back to green with only 4 laps to go. Gabe Summers and Luke Fenhouse on the front row. The last 2 Alive for 5 champions ready to battle it out. Summers is strong, but Fenhouse looks to have the field covered. He is first to the checkers in our first Alive for 5 50-lap feature.
Hats off to my guys. They work really hard throughout the week, and that's why I'm here on weekends.
602 Outlaw late models are on the program with multi-time MIS champ Bobby Wilberg on the pole. A dozen cars and drivers taking the green. Flying down the backstretch going into turn 3, it all breaks loose behind the leader. Second and third place cars get together, drivers behind them have nowhere to go. By the time the dust settles and the cars stop, 10 of the 12 starters are involved. Back to green flag racing with Bobby Wilberg in the 36 Joe Shear Tribute car and Hunter Stenson in the black 50 battling for the lead. Stenson is strong all night long and takes the checkers in a wild 602 Outlaw late model feature.
Once we started going again and how the car was rolling the corners real nice, and it had good drive, and I was hardly using my brakes, so pretty much I knew I was going to have a top 3 car or a winning car.
Second 50-lap feature as Jeff Storm in the 25 and Luke Fenhouse on the front row. This could be trouble for the rest of the field. Stormy ran 5th in the first feature. He's got his sights on the top spot right now, taking the lead from Fenhouse. Jeff Storm, the hard-charging veteran out of Waterford, Wisconsin, leading Luke Fenhouse with fast qualifier Dalton Zier now up to third in the 119. Caution flies with 32 laps to go. Mike Litchfield in the 44 car involved. The restart puts Storm and Fenhouse side by side coming to the green flag. Fenhouse not only clears Stormy, but he's pulling away from the field. Luke Fenhouse had never won a feature here at MIS before tonight. He's got a shot at winning 2 on the evening. But watch the 119. Fast qualifier Dalton Zier now up to second. Does he have something for Fenhouse? We'll never know. Caution flies the 119 into the front stretch wall. Done for the night. Back to green with Fenhouse leading John DeAngelis Jr. in second. Jeff Storm a strong third and Gabe Summers up to fourth. The night belongs to Luke Fenhouse, sweeping both 50-lap features in the Capital 100.
It's a big night, you know. When you sweep both of them, they're big nights for sure. So didn't have our best qualifying run, but feel like we needed a little bit more during the sunlight. You know, I think the racetrack came to us later on and helped us for sure.
At Marshfield Motor Speedway, it's opening night after a long off-season. The season opener here was originally scheduled for late April. Because of weather and other factors, the opener instead is the first weekend in June. These drivers are ready to get racing. Former ASA Midwest Tour regular Dylan Hammond is behind the wheel of the Sartorius Racing 93. After sitting out last season, he's more than ready to be back in a race car.
Took 2022 off, and I had their itch real bad all last year working with Gabe Summers. So I'm just excited to be behind the wheel.
For Minnesota's Ty Fredrickson, it's the first time here. The second time in a super late model for the son of two-time Midwest Tour champ, Dan Fredrickson.
It's a really fun track to race on, bumpy, flat. There's a lot of different grooves you can run. Like you can go 4 tires on the bottom, you can do left sides, you can do no tires on the bottom. So just super fun.
Golden Sand Speedway champ Wyatt Brooks wheels a race car that's a story in and of itself.
It had a 10-foot maple growing in between the center section. We had to cut the tree out to get the car out of the woods, and solder stubbed this car at Milwaukee Mile back in 2012, I believe. And we got this car, put it back together, and it's done us pretty well.
Reigning Central Wisconsin Racing Association champ Mark Eswine's had a lot of success at Marshfield over the years. He's fastest in qualifying.
When the car's handling good in the corner, you can really make some time here. And so it's just, ever since they repaved it or did pave it to start with, I guess it's suited my liking.
Fast Dash has Dylan Mackesy in the green 93, Carter Christensen's 02, Ty Fredrickson, Dylan Hammond, and Mark Eswine taking the green flag. Mackesy, the third-generation driver out front. There isn't a lot of time in the dash to get through the field, but a big move here by Mark Eswine, making his way past Hammond and Christensen, the 71 up to second. Coming to the checkers, it's Dylan Mackesy, the green 93, first to the flag in the Fast Dash.
I felt pretty good. Just trying to stay smooth, save a little bit of tires, not burn them up too bad, but it was nice to get out front and keep going for, haven't raced yet this year, and it's beginning of June, so it's getting the itch and wanting to get out there and go.
We'll go for 35 laps in the main event. Jason Wells and Dakota Blakesley leading the way. Wells is a regular at Norway Speedway in Upper Michigan. He hauls a long way to race here. 31 car leads early, but Wyatt Brooks was fast in his heat and looks fast now. The 25 taking over the top spot. It's Brooks out front. Fast Dash winner Dylan Mackesy runs second. Fast qualifier Mark Eswine third. Front row starters Wells and Blakesley racing for fourth ahead of Dylan Hammond in sixth. Mark Eswine is on the move. He made his way past Mackesy for second, now closing in on the race leader. Eswine's had a lot of success here over the years and takes over the top spot. Back in the field, Ty Fredrickson in the 36, up in the top 5, racing with Dylan Hammond in the black 93. And trouble for Dakota Blakesley, smoke coming out of the 55. We're under caution with 8 to go. The restart gives this field another shot at the race leader. Who's going to make a late race move and roll the dice? Here we go. 3 wide for second. Dylan Mackesy, Wyatt Brooks, and Derek Gress. Mackesy will take over the second spot. He will hold on to that position with Mark Eswine wheeling the 71 car to his 98th career feature win in the Marshfield Motor Speedway opener.
I'd like to get to 100. Career's winding down, obviously. So still enjoy what we're doing, putting on a show for the fans. Things are a little different now from when I started, but we're still enjoying what we're doing.
No surprise seeing Mark Eswine get off to a fast start here at Marshfield Motor Speedway. He's been a tough competitor here ever since the track was paved in the mid-90s. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes our program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill Holland. If you'd like to sponsor Bill Holland's segment, we'd love to have your involvement. RacingRoundup@gmail.com is where you can send us a note, and we'll get you involved with where Bill's going next, or maybe head to a racetrack or a race team you want to sponsor, whatever you would like to work in. We'd love to work with you. RacingRoundup@gmail.com. Send us a note if you want to help sponsor Bill Holland's In the Groove segment. I want to thank our tonight's guests, and Adam Mackey from Track Enterprises, Jeff Holtz, and John Wood with the Midwest Truck Series. Good luck this weekend at the Milwaukee Mile. I also want to say thanks to Kurt Davis back behind the wheel before you know it in a sprint car. Thanks for spending the time tonight with us, guys. It really means a lot to spend your Tuesday with us. We hope you enjoyed another great show. This Tuesday night, we've got another great lineup for you. But before then, we're going to the Milwaukee Mile on Saturday with the DeAngelis Construction Road Show presented by Oak Creek Automotive. It's this Saturday. It'll start about 4 o'clock live inside the Milwaukee Mile, Victory Lane, talking to the stars of the ASA Stars National Tour, Midwest Truck Series, Midwest Mid-Am Stock Car Racing, as well as the Boris Compact Touring Series and the Upper Midwest Vintage. They're all racing this weekend. Practice on Saturday, race on Sunday. If you have access to join us, we'll see you there, or you can watch our show on racingroundupshow.com or like our show on Facebook and watch it there on Facebook Live. Next week, Tuesday, real quick, we'll recap this huge Wisconsin racing weekend. June 20th, right back here at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. We got a lot going on. Turk Letizia will be here as well, previewing the Diamond 45. They're doing it this year at 141. Wisconsin Wingless Sprints driver Derek Crane will be here, as well as late model winner Jesse Bernhagen. He's won 4 straight at Slinger. We'll talk to him here at Paulie's next Tuesday as well. We've had a great program. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you join us at the racetrack this weekend. Support your local racing. Set your DVRs and have at it, because you know what? We couldn't do the show without our great crew. We want to thank Dave Schmalzer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Sherry Prock, Bruce Blodgett, and Mark Goodman. They make this show possible. Again, I'd like to remind you, because I like saying it, set your DVR, support your local racing, and have at it, racers. We'll see you Saturday at the Mile.
We hope you enjoyed our show. Like our show on Facebook and share our show with your friends. Follow and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. To listen and watch our shows on demand, visit our website, racingroundupshow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks. Set your DVRs. Have at it, racers.